Hi, it's Anna Faith again. I know that in my last post I was in Genesis 1, verses 1 and 2, when the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep, and when God created the heavens and the earth and turned something that was formless and void and dark and empty into something that was beautiful. And today we're going to pick it up in Genesis 1, verse 3, and I'm just going to go ahead and read these verses to you. And then we're going to see some patterns that I think are pretty cool. So Genesis 1, verse 3 says, Then God said, Let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light and that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, normally when I read this, I just go right in order, of course, and just read through the story. But I'm going to read this a little differently today. And I am going to go ahead and skip down to actually day 4. Okay. And so day 4 starts in Genesis 1, verse 14. And it says this: Then God said, Let there be lights, plural, in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give lights on the earth. And it was so. Then God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. God set them in the firmament above the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the 4th day. So the reason why I read the first day and then skipped all the way to the 4th day is because this is something I didn't notice until I had been reading this story for many years. But everything that God created, he filled. So we see that on day 1, he created light. And then on day 4, we see that there's more definition, more purpose, things being filled within that light. So he made the sun, he made the moon, and he made the stars. And then he said the words, Let them be for this purpose, right? The greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. Let them be to mark signs and seasons, right? And to distinguish between day and night. So it's like God created light and he said it was good. But then he filled that out in day 4 with more specificity, I guess, with a purpose for each aspect of light, right? And we're going to see that same pattern again. I'm going to go back to day 2. So that's going to be in Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. And day 2 says this: Then God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. So a simple way to explain the second day was that God created the sky, which is called the heavens, and the seas. Okay. So separating water from water, the water above, the water below, skies and seas. And if we skip over then to verse 20, we're going to see how God then fills what he created. So he created sky and seas, and now he's going to fill it. Okay, so in verse 20 it says, Then God said, Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth. So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. So we see then how God created something good, sky and seas, and he said it was good, and then he filled it with exactly the right things that to fill, birds and sea creatures of all kinds. And we're going to see the same exact thing again. He's going to create something and then he's going to fill it. So we're going to go to the third day, which is in verse 11. Then God said, Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit that yields fruit. And the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in it according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Again, God created something and he said it is good. Okay. So then when we go over to day 6, we're going to see how God fills what he created on day 3. So we're going to go to verse 24 now. And it says this, Then God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth, each according to its kind. And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. So again, we see the same exact pattern. Day 3, God makes land. He makes it, we even see that he makes land fruitful. I lost my spot. Hold on just a second, okay? Okay, so yeah, verse 11, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seeds, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind. So he made even the land fruitful. But then in day 6, he filled the land with land animals. It says every creeping thing, which I think is funny, but just the wording, and with people. So we see in everything that he created it, he said it was good, and then he filled everything that he created. And then we see the same principle plays out in our lives. If you take a look here with me, at Psalm 145, verse 16, it says this, You open your hand, you satisfy the desire of every living thing. God is the only one who can satisfy, who can fill what he created with what that thing needs, right? Land needs land animals. He didn't fill the land with sea creatures. They wouldn't survive. He didn't fill the sea with the sun, moon, and stars. No, he put everything in its proper place for a purpose, and he filled everything in such a way that it was a perfect fit, that it's a satisfying fit. We can look again in Psalm 34, verse 10. It says this: the young lions suffer want and hunger. But listen to this promise. This is for you. Those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. That's Psalm 34, verse 10. Those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Another one right here is in Psalm 107, verse 9. It says this: for he satisfies the longing soul, and the hungry soul he fills with good things, just like he did in creation. Every heart is longing for something. Every heart is wanting for something. Every soul is in need. And some of you watching this have felt that in a way that can be very painful. When you feel empty inside, when you feel like you're pining away for something or grasping at something, and it expresses itself in so many different ways. But there's not a human being on the earth who does not need their soul to be filled and satisfied, who doesn't have a longing in their heart, a desire for something more. And that something more, my friend, is Jesus himself. It is only by seeking the Lord, getting in his presence, that you will find the satisfaction that you are looking for. And so if you do not know Jesus, I want you to, and you're wanting to know him, I want you to write something in the comments. Let me know. Because he is only a prayer away. And he wants to fill you. He wants to satisfy you. There's a lot more I have to say about this. I've already gone over time. So I'm going to stop with this right now and hopefully continue very soon. Thanks so much for getting on, listening to this. And again, if you need any help in your spiritual journey, if you have anything you want me to pray for, go ahead and write it in the comments. And absolutely would be happy to come alongside